glad lots
Yeah,
of people showed up this time.
and points on the line too.
Yeah, yeah, especially since it's over 16 entrants, I think it's worth like 10% points
Yeah.
or something. Which, like, if you're a dominant player and you enter over the course of a year and you're winning every time, like that's gonna stack up to being like
True.
worth as much as like taking out a major, right? So
Yeah,
like,
no, 10. Yeah, if you get 10 of these monthlies, it's basically like same points as a major.
so definitely worth showing up to if you're interested in climbing those remix tour rankings as well, or just being a part of it. Okay, so what am I looking for now? Is KrisKringle and epad, huh? I think Chris sent me that. Yep.
Yeah, this should be a good matchup. I feel like these guys are pretty evenly skilled.
Yeah, they're also pretty close to each other.
Oh yeah, where's KrisKringle? I know epad's right on the Canada border.
Yeah, KrisKringle is West Coast Canada. He's in BC, so these guys should
Um,
get two-frame P2P to each other like easily.
nice.
They played that. Maybe even one. I used to get 2 frames with Chris, I think, and like other BC players. And I'm like far on the east coast of Canada, so someone like epad, if they both have good routing, definitely get some good ping to each other.
Yeah, how is your internet where you are, Frey?
Right now it's pretty bad. Like it's good internet, but it's really bad routing, so my ping is pretty high. I have to play like 4 frames on Chicago. I don't really care. Like I've gotten used to it, and like it doesn't phase me that much anymore. I feel like I'm almost just as good on 4 frames as I would be on like lower delay.
Yeah, for
Like
me, I could barely play on 4 frames. I usually just have to go like Captain Falcon or something.
yeah, it took a while. Like there were times in the past when I would play 4 frames like with West Coast people on their servers, and it would feel like impossible for me. Like it was so slow, but once you do it for long enough,
Yeah, you adjust.
you adjust. And now if I go play like 2 frames, I feel like I'm playing offline.
Yeah, 2 frames isn't too bad.
No, if you're doing it for like the first time and like, you're not used to it, like you'll probably notice it for sure, but like if you're used to a higher delay and you go down to 2 frames of delay, it feels like nothing is there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, does it feel like that much better, or is it like still like now you have to adjust kind of from going from 4 frames to two?
Generally I feel the same on 2 frames as I do offline, and that's like a bit better
Uh,
than 4, but it's not like a huge difference. It's certainly noticeable though. But like I don't really notice the difference between 0 frames and 2 frames anymore. That just feels the same to me. Anyway, so yeah, we have KrisKringle who's been going Marth in most of the sets we've seen him in recently. Did have a couple Falco games earlier on in the tournament. And epad kind of has been all over the
Going
place with his
vanilla.
picks. He has
Seems
been
like he's
going
only
vanilla.
gone Kirby, Pika, Falcon,
Yeah, that's sort of his thing. He's one of those trifecta main
yeah.
players who likes to use those 3 characters kind of interchangeably, depending on what he feels comfortable with in the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a Pika, Falcon, and Kirby, there's really no bad matchups
Yeah,
for
there's
you.
no bad matchup, right? Like you have to deal with counter picking, and figuring out when like especially if you're in a blind pick, figuring out what the character you want to pull out first is.
Ooh, I wonder who he goes to by default. I'm gonna assume Falcon, but not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Pika might be the safer bet, just in terms of matchup spread, but yeah, Falcon can really dominate some of these remix characters.
Definitely. I think if anyone's improved the most, it's been Falcon.
Marth
He's
though,
got
like
what
not that bad at
else
all
to
against
do.
Falcon.
No, you don't think so?
No, we saw Dog sent epad to losers winning a Marth Falcon game, I think. So like it's
Hmm,
definitely a doable matchup. Marth can hit Falcon with the punishes like just as hard.
that's true.
The floor is like a little bit higher.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, he
anything
has
anything is
huge.
harder than Falcon up air combos probably
Sure.
in terms of like tournament consistency.
Oh, absolutely. Ooh. Nice little chain there from epad. And yeah, that down air will kill.
Falcon beats Marth, but it's not that bad for Marth, is what Dog says. And yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's his worst matchup, personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it
I mean,
plays
it's
out
not,
kind
like,
of like a Falcon did.
unbeatable, but yeah, a little bit. It's efficient for grabs and those combo starters.
But in terms of like the player matchup, from what I've seen from KrisKringle's Marth so far, he definitely doesn't utilize like the full extent of Marth's punish game. Like especially he doesn't go for like the up B finishers, which is something that you'll see a lot of the best Marth players making really good use of.
Definitely. I know Low personally really makes great use of all of Marth's B moves, really.
Yeah, Low's like the only Marth as well who like really uses a ton of like neutral B. Maybe like a bit too much, if you ask me, but other Marths aren't using it enough.
Move. I've noticed even in neutral, it seems to be a really good tool.
Chris says he does do the up B finishers. That's fair enough. I guess we just haven't really seen it yet. It is like, it can be nerve-wracking to go for something that precise in like in the midst of a tournament set.
Yeah, it seems like it has a weird like hitbox properties or something, right? Because like there's like a weak one that happens, and then like it also changes trajectory sometimes.
Yeah, it's just like it's like a tipper. It's like most of his other moves. If you hit with the edge of the sword, then it'll send them out sideways, and if you hit with the inside, it'll send them upwards. But then also like the up B specifically has like a strong hit on the first couple frames. So like when you're like low down, and then once you're towards the top, it gets weaker, but still sends them out sideways. So in total, there's like 3 different hits you can get with the up B.
That's interesting.
Which is not the most of any of his moves, but it's like up there. Generally, there's like 2 hits you can get. His up tilt has like 4 or something. Which I don't even know if a lot of people know that.
His forward smash definitely has.
That one's
like
got 2.
Huge difference between the strong hit and the weak hit.
Yeah, the tipper will kill like probably like 20% earlier at least.
Do other characters have kind of that same property with their forward smashes at all, or?
Not really. Like the only like examples I can think of, not among like forward smashes, but like something like Fox down tilt has like different properties depending on if you hit with the tip or the inside. Like it's stronger and it sends upwards of the tip. And like Donkey Kong forward air has like the sideways hitbox on the inside. And then Link actually has a couple of moves where the inside of his sword does more damage than the outside. Like forward tilt and dash attack, I think. But it's really insignificant to the point where, yeah, like you wouldn't notice it.
So what do we got here? epad is...
He's thinking.
Break, it seems, I guess.
Maybe another bathroom break, who knows. He won game 1 though, so it's up to him to pick first.
Like... bathroom break mid-set just seems unusual to me. Oh, so he switches to Kirby.
That's interesting.
I would not advise that at all.
I think probably he was trying to like preempt a counter pick from Chris that he was worried about. And maybe entice him to stay on the Marth.
I feel like Marth does pretty well against the floaties, but that's just my opinion, I guess. And especially with Marth having such like extended hitboxes, I feel like it might be tough for Kirby to get in.
Yeah, that's true. It can be a little harder to punish a light character like Kirby as Marth, you know, like light and small. We'll see what Chris is able to do. Like, yeah, right there, I think you want to do like a sideways hit instead of the up air.
Ooh,
quick
nice.
stock though. And Dogs is saying in the chat that epad was celebrating his friend's birthday during this tournament, so they were probably shotgunning a beer. That would explain the bathroom breaks.
On a Sunday, huh? Oh man, I just realized with this background, it's kind of tough to see this dark skin Kirby.
Yeah, he can blend in with the like dark elements of this background for sure. This is like the type of thing where like, if I were a TO and someone requested that the Kirby switch off that costume, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Me too, 100%. Same with Green Kirby on Dreamland. So KrisKringle doing a pretty good job in neutral to not run into any of these like Kirby up tilts.
Oh,
Just misses that spike though.
yeah, just retreated a little bit more than he needed to. I think the concerning thing is like, yeah, this like right here, if you start getting up tilted and you get caught without a jump, Kirby's just gonna finish your stock at like such an early percent. Marth is definitely like a gimpable character.
Yeah, his recovery's a little bit one-dimensional.
It's good. It's like good. It's like a Mario kind of recovery.
Yeah, definitely comparable. Ooh, that does clean that stock up, so perfectly even two-stock game here. Oof, but then gets on another up tilt. And
was he caught without a jump there?
Damage.
I thought he might not have a jump, but I might have just missed it. Yeah, this is getting kind of tough now. Honestly, it's not super easy to get in with a clean hit as Marth against Kirby without like trading, because Kirby has some really big hitboxes too.
Yeah, true. That nair and back air, definitely a good spacing tool. Back air. Maybe a ledge hog? No, it just runs off stage, but... Ah, KrisKringle, you gotta be able to punish that, man. When you got Kirby up being off the stage, you gotta seal that.
Yeah, some kind of like... Just like hit him when he's at like the top of it, right?
Oh yeah, I mean almost anything there. Like even just down tilt at the ledge probably would have worked.
Misspaces the up B.
Yeah, epad really taking over here.
Oh, good tipper, but it's not enough to make it back to the stage. Maybe
that's too low epad.
Yeah.
Wonder if we'll get off of Kirby after that.
I wonder if Kris will switch to something other than Marth, or if he's just gonna stick it out.
Has he been all Marth so far?
No, he was Falco in winners, up against SKG. He got knocked into losers in that set.
Looks like epad's sticking with the Kirby here. I know he's been practicing Kirby quite a bit. Oh! Well, just ate my words right there, huh? Another bathroom break here?
I don't know. I mean, he might be thinking about like what he wants to go next. If he thinks like maybe KrisKringle might have a counter pick against Kirby that he might want to pull out now, it might be the time to switch to something else. It's also like, if you're a player who's capable of comfortably switching between characters when you're winning games, it's honestly not a bad skill to have, because it can like prevent your opponent from having the time they need to adapt to your style with whatever character you're using.
That is definitely a great point.
Like if you if you win with Kirby and now you switch to Pika, Kris hasn't been playing Pika all set. That's his first game against Pika. And
true. And then you could always just switch back if you do lose.
Yeah, he's got a lot of room to work with here.
Yeah, interesting. I was talking to Sienis at Keystone about how these like replays actually work. So he told me that it's actually just copying all the inputs.
Yep.
Of the game, and it's not actually like recording the screen.
Yeah, it's not a video
really
recording. Yeah, it's just an input file. So like every frame, it just saves whatever the players are inputting, and then you can.
I asked him, like obviously in Remix, it's always like neutral start, but I realized that like say you tried to replay it on like vanilla, and then the spawns are different from the ports, and he said yeah, it would just completely mess up the replay.
Oh, like if you played a remix recording back on vanilla? Yeah, that wouldn't work. I mean, the menus are different too. I think like in vanilla it shows you like more logos, or in remix it shows you like the splash screen when you start out, right?
Yeah.
So like even at that point it would desync.
But yeah, I guess the only real issue with it is that you can't fast forward, it seems.
Yeah, no, you just have to watch it.
Alright, so you went 3 different characters, all the top tiers like we were saying with his tri-main ability here.
Yeah, it ended up going Pika, and we're fighting on Goomba Road this time, which is
I
interesting.
really like this map.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Might be kind of good for Pikachu's recovery, having access to that like extra top platform.
Good point. But also, I think it helps Marth's combos.
Yeah,
Being able to kind of juggle in the air, having the side plats being high up.
yeah. In the
That's-
same way we say like this stage is really good for Falcon, I think that applies to Marth too.
Also, I would say Falco. It
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Especially against like a lighter character like Pikachu, any of those characters that like end up getting too high on Dreamland during your combo,
Yeah, exactly.
having that like extra height on the side plots is really good for that sort of thing.
And you could perfect land on them. I know with Falco at least.
And also like we saw there, if you start a combo from within the corner, you can kind of like climb up the staircase of the plots and go across the stage that way, which just kind of like lends itself really naturally to the type of combos a lot of characters like to do.
Yeah, was this a stage that was in another Smash Bros. Or?
No, it's just original layout. I don't think there's a stage like this in
Awesome.
another game.
Shout out to whoever made this stage.
Yeah, it's great. I love Paper Mario too, so I was super happy that we
Yeah.
added this.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games for sure. Been trying to find it complete in box, but it's hard to find.
Nice neutral air to take that stock.
Yeah,
in.
nice. Keeping it close here.
Good recognition to just see that he's at a high enough percent that you can do that.
Does Marth have like a 0 to death on Pika off of a grab?
Yeah, he
Is
does. It can be kind of
possible?
hard to set up. You need like a platform, I think, so that you can like land with a Nair or something. It's not as easy as like other characters. The other thing you do is like forward throw into a tip or back air to start a combo that way.
Don't see too many back airs out of these Marths.
Yeah, it's a little susceptible to DI away if the Pika knows about it, because you have to space for like the tip hitbox, so you're already like far away from them when you land it. Anyway, yeah, epad is looking pretty commanding in this game.
Yeah.
Chris just
Yeah,
like not getting like big enough punishes.
Yeah, it seems like he's not even really winning neutral enough to stay in this one. Ooh, nice.
Ah,
Damn, just a little too late on that F smash. Yeah, that's it. Just a solid 3 stock from epad. Well done.
yeah, good stuff to epad. KrisKringle made a pretty good run in this bracket, but epad
What does that
was
put him at 7th,
yeah,
give or take? Yeah.
7th place. No give or take, exactly 7th. No decimal or anything. But yeah, pretty solid run from Chris,
Yeah,
but epad is gonna
mostly
advance.
Marth there too.
Yeah,
Impressive.
Marth and a little bit of Falco.
I was kind of hoping to see his J Ness, but I know
Yeah.
his Ness is really solid.
Yeah, I definitely expected him to go Janos, because I know he likes Janos a lot, but I guess he wasn't feeling it for this tournament, or maybe he just wanted to use his remix characters. I know he
Yeah, I
likes
don't
playing
blame him.
as those characters, so... You know, you don't always have the opportunity to compete with the remix characters. Then again, you don't always have the opportunity to compete with Janos.
That's a great point.
But
That is a
anyway,
great-
epad is going on to losers quarters now.